Hey guys, I'm Jason and I want to talk to you guys about a trip of a lifetime. And I want you to take one moment and imagine one place in the world that you would love to visit. For me, that'd be Yankee Stadium. And that dream came true when I was about 10 years old. My dad, my grandfather, and we took a baseball tour of New York that summer. We went to Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, which was last played in 2008. Went to Shea Stadium, which is actually now the old Met Stadium, and I believe it's AT&T Stadium now. We also hit Cooperstown, which is the Baseball Hall of Fame, and hit Fenway Park while we were close by. For a young boy from a small town in Georgia, I experienced sights and sounds I had never imagined. Flying over NYC was one of them. So many buildings and skyscrapers all together. And as our plane approached, there stood the Statue of Liberty. I stared at her until I could no longer see her from my seat. Once we landed at LaGuardia, which is the airport in New York, we took a cab to the hotel, and that was a first-time experience for me as well. I climbed into the back seat of the cab, and the first thing I noticed was like the smell. It reminded me of like old leather and oil, and our driver had a really thick accent and drove like crazy and swerving in and out of traffic, slamming on the brakes. Amazingly, we arrived at our hotel safe, and I wondered if we would at some points. New York was like the busiest place I had ever seen. So many people rushing to get somewhere. The first night I could hardly sleep because I felt like I was going to miss out on something if I didn't see it. Then now to a little Yankee history. When the Yankees purchased Babe Ruth from the Red Sox, attendance at Yankee Stadium skyrocketed. In 1921, team bought 10 acres across the Harlem River to build a new home. On April 18th, 1923, over 74,000 fans packed out the new Yankee Stadium to see their beloved Babe Ruth take the field against his former team, the Red Sox. And Babe would not let his team down. He hit a 3-run home run to lead the Yanks to a 4-1 win at the stadium, known as the house Ruth built. But Babe wasn't the only legend to call the stadium home. Since the gates of Yankee Stadium opened in 1923, some of the world's most famous baseball players wore pinstripes. Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Joe DiMaggio, Whitey Ford, Reggie Jackson, Dave Winfield, Lou Gehrig, Derek Jeter, Andy Pettitte, Jorge Posada, and A-Rod, and even the Sultan of SWAT himself, Babe Ruth. And in 2008, at the last game at Yankee Stadium, Derek Jeter, he actually retired last year. He was their most famous shortstop. He pretty much said the fans are what makes this organization and team great to New York. On June 1st, 2002, I attended the Yankees-Red Sox game, my favorite baseball game yet, because it was played at home at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees won 10-2, and my grandfather taught me how to call the beer man for him. And then that was the best experience I had ever been through. It was a great trip, and it's been about 14 or 15 years since I've been, and I plan to go very soon. And that was my intro to my favorite place I would want to go.